You should see me in a crowd.
Hi guys, so we're going to start with our rectangle. The width of our rectangle is going to be our bust measurement from side seam to side seam. So we're not going to be going all the way around, it's just from side seam under the armpit to the other side. The height of our rectangle is going to be our bust height. So from the top of your bust to under your bust. I did mine a little too long, but I cut it off later. Do another rectangle below the first rectangle and it's going to be the same bust height. And I'm just going to do the same chest measurement for now. We're going to fit the shape a little later. So this one that we're cutting out right now is going to be the front top part of the dress. You can make it longer if you want, but I just kept mine to be a little snug. Alright, so this is how it should be looking, like a rectangle. So now this is the second one that we did under it. And I just cut like a rough rectangle, and then we are going to measure our upper chest measurement right there, and we're going to divide it by 2. That will be the top measurement for the back. Then we're going to measure our under chest measurement, and we're going to divide that part by 2, and that's going to be our bottom measurement for the back part of the dress. And don't forget to add seam allowance, alright? So as you can see, the rectangle is going to be a little slanted towards the bottom, which is the one, the bottom is the part facing me. And it's going to be, this is the back, and it's going to be smaller than the front. So you're going to see the front part now, which is going to be way longer than the back. So the same bust measurement height that we used just now, we're going to measure it on our old dress that we had. And we're going to go down from the top part of that dress. So we're going to have 2 layers of fabric under it, and then we're just going to cut out the outline of the dress. So what we're cutting out right now is the back and the front of the dress. This is how it should look. So now with right size facing, we're going to sew the side seams together, and then we're going to, at the bottom of the dress, we're going to do the last hem method that I showed you in the last video. We're going to do that to the bottom of the dress. So now going on to the straps, we're going to measure how long the straps were in the last dress, which I think I see there is 13. And then we're going to cut 2 strips of fabric, which is going to be 1 inch wide and either 1.5 to 2 inches longer than our strap measurement. Alright, and then we're going to measure elastic. This elastic is about 3/8 of an inch. But I suggest using 1/4 of an inch if you're going to do 1 inch straps like I did. Alright, so when we're finished cutting our 2 pieces of elastic, then we're going to go to the machine and do the last hem along the long side of the straps. Going back to the top, we're going to pin the side seams of the front and the back pieces together, and then we're going to stitch them down. And this is how it looks. Now we're going to get the top part, the entire top part of the rectangle, and we are going to do the lattice hem along the top part. This is how the straps look with the lattice hem done. And we are going to get our elastic, and we're going to pin one end of our elastic to one end of the straps on the wrong side, and then we're going to get the other end of the elastic and pin it to the bottom of the straps. And then we're going to do, as I'm doing right now, match up the ends, I guess, so we can find the middle, and we're going to pin there. Then we're going to take it to our machine, and we're going to zigzag stitch going down the center of the straps on the right side of the fabric. Okay, so I start off by doing a couple stitches at the top, and then I hold the middle part with the pin, and I stretch the elastic as I go, so it's like taut. And I'm using my hands to keep the curly edges away from being stitched. So you see my hand there? So I'm just stretching as I go, but I'm not stretching the actual strap, just the elastic. And I do this all the way down to the other end of the straps. So now working with the top part of the dress again, we are going to get 2 pieces of elastic. The first piece is going to be our upper chest measurement. So we're going to measure our upper chest measurement like we did before. And then we're going to cut an elastic that size or a tiny bit shorter. Then we're going to do the same thing for the underbust, and we're going to cut an elastic that length. We are going to start from one side seam, and we are going to attach the elastic on the inside of the top part of the rectangle. And we're just going to make sure it's flat all the way around, and then we're going to pin the other side, same place we pinned the first side. And then using the quarterly method, we're going to pin it all along the inside. And we're going to do the same for the bottom too. If you don't know what the quarterly method is, I will put a link in the description to my sits, I think it's sits easy crop top from one pattern video. And it literally shows like the lattice hem and pretty much what I'm doing right now. Now that we've pinned the elastic to the inside of the top part of the dress, we are going to do a zigzag stitch 1/2 inch away, or like 3/8 of an inch away from the edges, all the way around, top and bottom. And you should see in the bottom left hand corner how it should look. So now we're going to get the bottom part of our dress, and with the right side facing, we're going to attach the bottom of the rectangle to the top of the bottom of the dress. When we're done pinning, we're just going to stitch all the way around. I just use a straight stitch. Now back to the straps, 3 inches away from the side seam and stretch, I'm going to pin the straps to the front and the back of the top part of the dress.
We lose ourselves in the spirit of things. We lose our sight when we put our trust in things of this material.
After attaching the straps, your dress is pretty much done. I just chose to add some, red flowers to the strap parts where the strap and the top meets, and to the waist part of the dress. But the dress is pretty much done. You can just stop here if you want, or you could just add your little extra personal touches. Yes!